Hello and welcome back to another video. So, today we're going to be having a look at both of the Ashran faction hubs. So yeah, we'll be covering the Horde and the Alliance. It's been a while since we checked them out, and Blizzard are still working on these, but the good news is they've had a bit of time to stew, and there have been a few updates, and they look far better. So yeah, that's certainly a good thing. Now, I'm still not 100% keen in this whole idea, but I've got to say that Blizzard are at least making a good effort of sprucing things up. And it's important to note that this is still work in progress, and they have been adding a lot of flair. So as an example, in the Alliance one, they added a moonwell in this little Night Elf styled area, and they've been doing just a lot of sprucing up recently. But I think this is probably what you're going to be looking like for the core design, because, you know, we do have our full map in-game and a few things like that. So, let's just have a bit of a run around the Horde one. In terms of locations, I do know the Alliance one a little bit better, so I'll be able to talk to you about specific mechanics and things like that when we get there. You can see quite a lot of profession buildings are scattered around the place, and also, very interestingly, there are Auctioneers in your faction hub. That's just like having an Auctioneer for any player inside the Vale of Eternal Blossom, so definitely a strange way of doing it. Also, I think this is pretty cool. The alchemy place is like a full-on undead reliquary style thing, so I think that looks really, really nice, actually. I mean, come on, if you are a undead player, I've got to assume you're going to think that's pretty cool. So that's certainly a good thing. Now next, we've got this engineering stuff. I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going on in here, but yeah, just engineering parts and things like that. Yeah, this is engineering. Oh, there's the archaeology person. Lovely. Really, this is just more of a visual tour to give you guys an idea of what these places look like. I'll be able to go up to the PvP hub to show you just a more kind of from the air view of this place. I think one little bit of criticism that I do have of the Horde one is some of the Horde buildings are kind of samey. Like, this building here just looks like a scaled down version of that building. I suppose the same could definitely be said for some of the Alliance stuff as well, though. Still, it's just a concern that I have. So over here we've got some, I think there's target dummies, yeah, over there. So that's nice and useful. We've got an inscription trainer. Another building. What's that one? Enchanting. Okay, fair enough. We've also got this cave, which is very thrilling. Yes, look at that for a cave. It's a definite cave. I will say that. Oh, that doesn't work, that clipping. Yeah, so there's the cave. I don't know what they're going to do in there. Let's have a look at some of the main buildings. Oh yeah, also there's like this little brawl pit. They certainly have done a good job of making this feel like a staging ground, though. It does feel, when I say hastily thrown together, okay, yes, Blizzard has built this very quickly, but I mean, in terms of like the in-game stuff, it does feel like it's been pieced together as a part of, oh crap, we're fighting a war, we need to get things going. This is the town hall, but as you can see, it's not finished. And there are a bunch of vendors here, but again, they are not finished in terms of their items. All they sell right now is rejuvenating water, which is fine if you want that, but honestly, I prefer some gear. I'm trying to work out where the Arakoa people are on, in this base, because there's about 5 or 6 of them in the Alliance one, and they sell this rather useful gear. So, yeah, well, really, I think that's just about it for the Horde base. I suppose you can get a good view of it here. I'll head up to the PvP area, and I'll show you that. So it's definitely better than what we previously had, and really I think we're at the stage with these hubs where, look, it just makes sense to stick with the Ashran hubs and make the best of them. You know, going back to Bladespire and Caribor would just be a little bit unfeasible at this stage of development, so I think they have just made the right decision by doubling down on this. Yeah, it's unfortunate, whatever, but honestly, I don't think that dwelling on that issue is really going to get us anywhere, frankly. Anywhere useful at all. It still looks like this Horde staging ground, though, could be spruced up a little bit. The Alliance one is perhaps a little bit more impressive. I'll show you a view of the PvE faction hub, and then we'll hop over to the Alliance side and check out their base. So, yay! The hubs and things. And this is basically what this looks like from the air, so it's a decent size. It's certainly getting a bit more bulked out, and it'll be really interesting to see what Blizzard does with it in the future. Okay, so here we are in the Alliance faction hub. Now, I've got to say that I do prefer this one to the Horde version a lot more. Why? Well, just because I think its layout is really easy to navigate, and it just seems a bit less cluttered, and it's easy to see what the hell's going on with it. I mean, if you just look here, you can easily see, oh yeah, this is a building, Here's a bunch of little buildings here. There's something about it that's more readable, I suppose. Things like the Mage Tower being up on that nice hill, it just makes it easy to use. Alright, so let's have a look, first of all, at the Town Hall area. Now, this little memorial place was added in the most recent build. There's really nothing going on with it, but, I mean, hey, it's a thing. Now, here are the Arakoa outcasts that I was talking about earlier. They will sell you gear, and that's pretty cool. So, in terms of the item levels, this one will sell you item level 630. This one will sell you 645, which I believe is in and around normal raid quality. By the way, normal raid quality is the same as Flex in Miss Pandaria. They're rejiggling the names a bit. And then this one will be selling you apparently 655 gear, which is really powerful. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of Apex's crystal stuff going on here. That's kind of interesting to see. And I'll just give you a little bit of a close-up of the new Arakoa because they look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie, like, they're awesome bird people. Okay, so now that we've had a look at that, let's... Oh my god, what is that thing? I approve. Now, in here we have the Auctioneer. So you can go and auction things. Let's see what people are selling on the beta. Oh, Fury of Angerforge. We could buy one of those. Lovely. I don't actually care, though. So this is basically just the trade post, but spruced up a little bit and sort of changed up inside. And yeah, we got 2 Auctioneers. That's certainly going to be useful, and... I mean, with the Auctioneer being gone, we are not going to be hanging out in Stormwind. I'd imagine this is probably just going to be your garrison and here, because of course if you need to go to Stormwind, well, you just take the portal that's located in this base. Alright, so next let's have a look at the Town Hall. This is currently the same Town Hall that you have, well, roughly the same, as the one that you have in your garrison. So, I guess that's the thing, right? We got some named characters. Here's the Council of Exarchs. So, these guys are apparently a faction that are really big into their spring water. Here's another Arakoa outcast faction who are also into their water. And we've just got some NPCs chilling out over here. So, that's a little bit of a look at the Town Hall. Next, let's have a look at some other things, including the big profession area that they've got. Actually, no, let's go for a pint first. So, here is the bar. Right, pub's the word. We've got some alchemy and herbalism trainers there. A little bit of a stable thingy. That's really just there to add in some flavor. And I'm pretty sure this is a fishing shack of some sort. Yeah, I think it is. Let's have a look. I don't know, it definitely looks sort of randomly plonked here and not populated. So that's not finished, but maybe we could have some crazy-ass hermit dude sitting out there who somehow managed to build his own house without anyone else noticing. Now, when we go into this place here, it's really just sort of the same as the regular Alliance one. Honestly, one of the reasons why I suppose I didn't really go into as much ultra detail with everything in the Horde base is because, guess what, these are just garrison buildings that have been plonked here. Maybe there have been a few little tweaks, but since it's not finished yet, there's not really too much point in dwelling in any of this stuff. This is, of course, a work-in-progress preview to give you an idea of roughly what Blizzard are going for. And I think one other thing with the Horde buildings is they all end up just being circles, like these weird circular hut thingies. I'm not really convinced on them, to be honest with you. Here's the mess hall, which is, I guess, a fun place for everyone involved. There's peons, and that's about it. Another nice thing about the Alliance base is there's lots of, like, cranes and construction things going on, which, once again, does make it feel like it's just being a hastily constructed thing, and that certainly works. Here we've got something really cool, actually, this, like, little watch post place. Gotta say, that looks nice, you know? A nice little bit of flavor. There's probably no gameplay there. But again, flavor is extremely important when you're playing a game like World of Warcraft that I think many people forget is really kind of reliant on immersion for a lot of people. I think if they create a more immersive world with lots of really cool detail, then it's going to be a more successful game. I think too often we just end up focusing on the core game systems, and we forget that there's actually a world there. And here's a barracks, which is basically just a copy-pasta of the regular barracks. This is a dwarven bunker. Guess what? Rather similar to the dwarven bunker that we currently have, but this is, I believe, the level 3 one. And it's also called Bronzebeard's Vault now. Actually, no, I suppose it does look a bit different. Yeah, so they've basically repurposed this bunker as a bank. I guess it's probably a decent place to put your money in that case. Unless it gets raided. I mean, you're pretty screwed if that happens. So, looking at other things, we just got some little huts and shacks. We've got the barracks place. I'll head up to the Mage Tower because I know a lot of people were rather excited, actually, to see the inside of the Mage Tower, and I don't blame them because it really does look cool. So here's our transmog vendor and our void storage guy. Whatever, they're what you'd expect. It's probably strange with item upgrades being removed and with the other thing, with reforging being removed. The ethereals have kind of, I don't know, there used to be 4 of them, now there's only 2 there. There are a lot, you know, there's job problems there. You'll probably find a few ethereals chilling out at your local dual office trying to scrape by. Here's some more stuff with the Gnomish Gearworks. This has been updated a little bit from the last time that I checked. Got some more target dummies, which are dressed up in splendid red hats, obviously. Because, you know, you need a bit of class, right? You just need a bit of class. Now let's just head up here, get the sort of overall view of things, and then I think we'll call it a day for this video. So, yeah, this is also looking kind of cool. The Horde have it as well, but it's just a cool graveyard. It's, you know, surrounded in very powerful guards, and you're invulnerable when you're inside it, so that you cannot be spawn camped as easily by the nasty hordes. So, looking from up here, I gotta say, it just looks a bit better than the Horde base. I think one reason why I think that is because there's less tree cover inside the base, which just means it's a bit more easy to navigate. And I think that's an extremely important thing when you're designing a playable game space that's not supposed to feel like it's bloody Mirkwood or something. I probably should have chosen an analogy that didn't rely on people knowing what the crack is with Lord of the Rings, but whatever. It's the analogy I chose, and you all will have to deal with it. That's basically it, though. I mean, I've kind of run out of steam. There's nothing else to talk about, so look at this guy. He's really charismatic. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time.